Well, why am I here? Well, the Bearing Project, of course. My name's Yvonne Lopez-Morton, and my passion and really my career and volunteer life has been about art, but communication, but especially social justice. So when I heard Ildiko's wonderful passion and her story, just her story, I just knew there was something special about this project. And then the fact that it was about women and children and about conflict and how that impacts people. That really resonated with me because my mother was a war bride and she lived in occupied France. So she knows firsthand she and her whole family in Normandy and in Brittany, how the kind of effect that had on families. You know, I heard those stories after D-Day about the children going out in the fields, witnessing hand-to-hand combat. My mother would leave the city and go into the countryside to avoid the bombing. And for years, when it would be lightning and thunder, she would hide in a closet when we were young. So I heard those stories. You know, my great-grandmother was killed on D-Day. You know, so there was that impact on women more than anything else. Sure, the men suffered too. We can't deny that. But what really resonates is what harm are we doing to families, to children and women? So this project, you know, the more I learned about it, the more passionate I became and realized that for Spokane, this would be such an asset to really inform people, have them, if anything, start dialogues about how they feel about the impact of war and what that does to families. And really, you have to look at the whole picture. You have to look at men, women, children. But what is that impact? It's so easy sometimes for legislators and those people in power to don't see people when it comes to these conflicts. But again, I think the main catalyst for me was meeting Ildiko and just hearing about this wonderful, wonderful project and bringing this to Spokane. And will it be a challenge? And it will be, but it's a work in progress, and I think in the end, it's going to be that wonderful inspiration for people to talk in Spokane and look outside their own comfort level. And then also, maybe like me, evaluate how their own families, because I think conflict has affected us all in some way. And we're not sure what that is, but when you look back, it could be a distant relative, it could be a friend, it could be the news has inspired you to really evaluate this. So I think it's going to be a real centerpiece in this community to have that finally come to completion. And so I talk about this project all the time, and I think the more people that do, the more that this will become a reality. So I'm just so proud to have met Ildiko and heard about this project and just really want to see this happen for Spokane. And it'll also, Spokane's a destination. You know, when people come into town, that will be something that will be advertised about one of the things to see in Spokane. So it will also become something that becomes more global, I hope. And anyway, I just am so proud of Ildiko and everyone who's the board and everyone who's involved with this project and making this a reality, and just looking forward to the future.